The implementation of the standard depends on meeting some conditions. Those conditions take a while before they can be met. One of the conditions is that you have to put in place an infrastructure that you will use in exchanging the information that you are collecting from the reporting entity in Nigeria with other signatories to the standard. You also need to domesticate the common reporting standard in your local law because what the standards allow you to do, or the agreement allows you to do, is to exchange information with the other signatories. It doesn't allow you to collect that information from the reporting entity. For you to be able to collect that information from the reporting entity, you have to domesticate that standard in your domestic law, which will allow the reporting entities to place reliance on the authority of your country, that the information that they are providing to you is not going to be used for any other purpose apart from taxation purpose.
Are these normal requirements that would take about 2 years to implement?
Absolutely, it takes a while before they can be implemented. Another one is the software that you are going to use, the format in which the information is going to be provided, and the bilateral agreement that will have to be signed between the signatories to the agreement. Because the multilateral competent authority agreement relating to this common reporting standard is not the only agreement that you have to sign. If you don't activate a bilateral relationship, then you cannot exchange information. The alternative is that if you have what is called a double tax agreement, or what is called tax information exchange agreement with the other partner, you can exchange information without going through the route of the common reporting standard. So it takes a while before those conditions can be met, before you can start implementing the standard.
So I was saying that the OECD, by nature of design, caters largely to more European countries than their African counterparts. Do you have fears that this common reporting standards may not be able to address local tax challenges that African countries face?
That's a very good question, and that's the concern of most people, the taxpayers, the financial institutions that are going to be doing the reporting. That the convention that they are going, or Nigeria is going to be signing, so is not going to be taking into consideration the peculiarity of the local environment, which is why countries are allowed, before they can exchange information, to domesticate the common reporting standard in their local legislation.
Has Nigeria been able to achieve this?
We've not been able to do that. What I understand, from the FRS is that a regulation is likely going to be issued to take into consideration the common reporting standard. Regulation can be issued between 3 to 6 months, which is faster compared to if you want to go through the route of the National Assembly to enact or to have an amendment to the Company Income Tax Act, which will take a very long time.
Seeing that we are working with a September 2019 deadline, like you highlighted earlier, and according to you, we need, give or take 6 months to be able to domesticate this international reporting standards.
Absolutely.
Is Nigeria able to stick to the calendar as it exists at the moment?
Okay. When you look at all the conditions, it may be impracticable for us to meet that deadline of 30th of September because you have to domestication of the CRS will take a while. Putting in place an infrastructure, not only IT infrastructure, administrative infrastructure, which means that the FRS will have to build capacity for them to be able to obtain information from the reporting entity and the taxpayer before they can also share the information. Capacity building takes a while before it can be done. And we must also be able to provide evidence that we are going to protect the information that we are collecting from the reporting entity, that information is not going to be compromised in any way. And that assurance we also have to be given to the other signatories to the agreement. If we are unable to show that those things are going to be done before September, you may not be able to start exchanging information by September.
As far as you are concerned, what would you say are the biggest wins for Nigeria, given the interest now to implement the common reporting standards within the country?
Okay. Common reporting standard has a lot of benefits from the world common standard, which means that if you are going to exchange information with anybody anywhere in the world, it has to be in a particular format. So when I'm exchanging information with with the tax authority of the UK, I already understand the format. So if I'm obtaining that information from the taxpayer and from the reporting entity, I know the format in which they are going to provide that information to me. So which makes it very easy to exchange information. It's also help in curbing, tax evasion and tax avoidance, especially when it comes to aggressive tax avoidance. It will also help in increasing cooperation between tax authorities of different jurisdictions. Because if we are exchanging information on regular basis, there is a tendency that the relationship between us will be improved significantly.